Alright guys, we are on part 2 anyway, and I'm kind of glad I stopped at the last part because I was already at about 15 minutes. And the maximum I do is 15 minutes of video because I don't want to, because everybody has short time frames, so it's easier to do in parts. So, I wanted to share this once again, and you can see all the liquid pearls. I used 3 different colors. I believe I used Rouge, Everest, and Gold. Actually, I'm out of all 3 colors. I have to buy them, and I'm out of my stickles, so I used the majority of everything on here. But I glossy accent different parts and pieces so that you can see the highlighted piece. And I did use a chipboard up here. It's a chip tag that was in the collection. And if you can see that I used stickles all over it. And I did do some glossy. I tend to always glossy the face and hair. And then I highlighted a little bit. No, I did not use eyelets. I didn't want to because I didn't want to have to poke through the paper. And the way I did it is, if you can see, to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, it is raised enough for you to be able to use it as a photo corner or a hint that you can put stuff underneath. Which means this page actually flips open. And I love it. I love the sayings. It goes with everything on it. And I think it's gorgeous. And I used just a black piece in the corner here. You can see that it is a photo corner. You can see my nails underneath it. And you can use it for a photo corner, which means, or a paper that you want to stick down in here. And then I double matted each one of these so that it would pop. I really love this black. It with the Graphic45 paper, it just pops so much. Graphic45 and Prima are the top of the line papers in my opinion. Teresa Collins, I think, comes right underneath it. She's more affordable. I think that's why more people use her stuff. But you can see that I use this tag in the same manner with the liquid pearl, and I highlighted just a little bit with the stickles, and you can see how it was just enough to give that totally pop. It made it pop with the black and the glossy and the liquid pearl, and again, they can use that as a corner to hide underneath. So that is the first page. Now to go to the next page, I suggest highly, because it won't pull otherwise, you grab a hold of the next page and you wiggle once again. And I'm going to show you this page. Actually, I'll show you both. You can see both. This is an insert. I'll get to that in a few minutes. You can see how I highlighted this page. And again, this metallic paper is not part of the Graphic45, but I think with the traditional vintage holiday, I think it was perfect. And you can see how I did the stickles and the liquid pearl with the black onyx, the green. I think it's Christmas green. I'll have to check. It's probably right here. I don't know. I have just a little bit left. I need to pick up these colors. And then I used a little glossy to highlight certain parts of it, just to give it that extra pizzazz in the corner. And then I took part of the paper that was left over from actually the front. I had a piece over here that was left over, and I actually turned it into a tag, and one of my friends sent me this. I believe it was from a graduation collection, and it was an actual tag, note card tag, and I turned it, I vintaged it to totally match in. And again, I use, if you can see, the stickles. I think the stickles was just fantastic with it. I love that. I hope I get some for my birthday. It's my favorite glitter glue. And I got gold and black and glossy. And I just went to town, and you can see how I made the berries pop on the holly. I just love how it came out. And my fingers just feel so good over it. I'm a textured person. And then I just highlighted some of the swirls. But, of course, I think Kimmy calls it a belly belt or a button belt, belly belt. I'm probably wrong on that. She's probably going to yell at me. But I make it to where you can slide papers underneath it. As you can see, there's plenty of room for you to slide on things underneath it, guys, to the ones who are getting it. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, I hope you really like this. I put like 45 hours into this thing. I love this. This is probably my favorite album I've ever made. And then this is what I'm calling my Candy Cane coffee mug, my insert. I love this paper. Just love the texture to it. My girl in Arizona sent me these, and this is before I got the dye, and I haven't got a chance to use it, but I've been using up all the ones she sent me. And you can see I antiqued it. Now, I left it actually open underneath for a reason, and that's so that they can insert a picture if they want to just do a corner of it, or if they actually want to insert the actual picture and cut it to where it fits underneath it, that they could put the picture right in the middle of the clock. Though I made sure that the clock hands were sitting flat down. So that, and when I use the liquid pearls, a lot of times I use it for a bumper for the pictures, so the pictures will pop back off easy. And if you see with the clock, I actually made it from darker to lighter. And I just love it. And then I stamped in Timeless at the top and a little bit of, again, my stickles. And again, this is a photo corner. Both of them are photo corners so that they can do that. There's a little bit of a lip here that they can also use. Now, of course, I wouldn't do anything without having a tag. And so I have a tag in here. And you can see the tag. And the way I set it up, again, it flips up to where they can put underneath. There's also plenty of room here for them to stick underneath here. And then there's a lip here for them to stick under. And this is a tag I made, I think, last year. I had extra. I have, if you see over there, I have bags of stuff. I keep all my extra stuff. And I keep them in bags. You can see that I'm recording on the iPad here. I'm watching my timing and where I'm seeing. I'm watching timing and so that I make sure that you guys are being videotaped. You're being videotaped on my GoPro. This was an early Christmas present a few months ago because my husband knew I was having a hard time. You're actually, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if you guys see that you're actually on my chest. I don't know if you can see, but you're actually, yeah, you might be able to see in the little bitty box. I got my chest strap on. I have the head strap and the chest strap. He got me this when we were in Georgia. But I use photo corners for the tabs, and I do have the dies for the tabs, but I wanted to stay with the whole traditional thing that I was working on. But I vintaged the back of the Candy King paper. This is a 4x6 to my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, so it's easy for you to figure it out. If by chance these come off, just tape them down with some glue, or tape them down or glue them. I think I glued them. So just in case, if you need to, just use regular glue. Use some liquid pearl up and around it. I took 2 tags. I made them flat. These are flat. And again, it's a way for them to bumper it. You'll have to cut down the 4x6 just a little bit shorter. So you guys didn't need any extra inserts. I didn't want to make this any thicker because I wanted you guys to put your own stuff in it. And I like how the tags just came out so pretty. And again, I put the liquid pearl and the glossy accents on all of it. And I use little scrap pieces of my black. I use every bit that I can. And of course, you can see that I use the corners for a tag. And it's a full pocket, just so that you can see that it is a full pocket. So you can put other stuff down in there. So let's see how much faster I can go. And I put it in this way, whichever way you want. I actually put it the opposite way of the King to King, so you can see that. And I didn't make a lot of text because I'm hoping that they'll have lots of stuff to put in it. Now again, to make sure that ensure that this goes right, because it is done with cording, I take the full top page and I fling it over slowly and I wiggle it, and it'll work just fine. And on this side, I did another like photo tag type thing, and I put warm and cozy because down here is a tag with a fireplace. And you can see I took the liquid pearl and I put little berries. I made sure the berries popped a little bit more, and I did not put, and you'll see I actually use Brad's and eyelet in this, but I did not want to put that in pop holes and everything because I worry about things tearing. And then, of course, I have some glitter glue, and for some odd reason, the liquid pearls just, or the glamour glue, the stickles just did not go the way I wanted to on the corners, but that's okay. Kind of reminds you of like froth from frosting and from a cup of cocoa anyway. So it's got stickles up through here, and I use Stays On ink on everything. That's my choice of ink when I stamp wording, or stamped images. I use black Stays On. And then again, you can see that. So that's that side. And then on this side, you can see that the finial here, somebody, I think it was my girl in Arizona, she sent me that, and I did use an eyelet. Go ahead, you guys. I actually used an eyelet. I do use eyelets and Brads when I have a chance, and I busted them out. So I use stickles, and it just pops, and some gold and red. And then I got this with the bookish stuff. You guys look back at some of my stuff, and I got this and I antiqued it so that there's no white showing. And then I used the stickles, and you can see the stickles how they pop. And I used the back. If you can see the edging, it's double matted. I used the back of the paper that's in the front, and then I'll show you towards the end. But I left it open here so that they can use that on both sides to put stuff in the middle, whether it's pictures, a journal tag, or an advertisement, a picture of Santa, whatever they want to put behind it, brochure. And then you can see I used liquid glossy accents, and then I used the stickles on home, and then I popped up holidays, and I did the berries. So that's that page. Now again, and I grab, and I slowly pull, and there we go. Here's the next page. And this comes in a 4 quadrant, and I used that actually on 28, my card number 28. And I think it came out beautiful. I did, of course, the stickles and the liquid pearl and glossy. I always use the glossy on the faces to pop a little bit more. And then I used both of them on the finial parts of the fireplace. And then, of course, I did the berries again with gems and with liquid pearl so that they popped a little bit more. I back matted it with another paper. It's actually the back of this paper right here. I think it is. No, it's the back of the other paper. I'll show you. Yeah, because the back of that one's this green one because I flipped it up. And then I used Martha Stewart punch. It's like a deco punch. And then I bordered it with just a scrap piece of paper. And then I hand cut all of this. And then I had another, like on the other stain that I showed you on the other one, on the page before, I had one that says, I believe in Santa. So I took the liquid pearls and the colors that I'm using throughout the whole thing, and I made them pop up a little higher. And I did do a tag for this one, though they don't have to use the tag because it's a really deep pocket so that they can put a whole bunch of stuff down in there. And then I took part, again, this is part of the front paper that I had left over. And I made this awesome little card, and you can see where I liquid pearled it and glossy accent and stickled it. And you can just see how that stickle, the difference between Studio G and stickles is like 10 times different. It's much bolder with glitter. And then you can see where I put I popped up the berries on the holly. And there is actual an eyelet here, but I wanted to make sure that the cording did not move. It is wire. That's the reason why you can see it. I was worried about the wire with the kids. So to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, please be careful that there is wire in it for the kids. And then on the other side, which is, again, the back of the front, this is actually like the front cover. And this is the back of that paper. And I used, again, the doily. I just loved it. And then some liquid pearl and some, I antiqued it with the vintage photo. And then the stickles once again. So that's the tag that goes in there. And I love with the boys. I keep wanting to say this is a girl, and these are her, this is a girl, and then they're 2 boys. So that's why I had to use it. And here's the next page. I actually took 2 of the other one that you guys saw on the last page where it said warm and cozy. And then I tied it to the back of it. Now this is interesting on this page. When I took this original paper and I went to flip it like I did on this one, the words were upside down. So I ended up having an exact size piece, and I covered it. And so they have a double pocket, but it has 2 little pockets here, and I will show it. They are sticking a little bit. I was having that problem earlier because they're still fresh. Even though they dry, they will stick a little bit. And I want to take these out for a second. This one's sticking more than the other. I don't know why. I think it's because of the pressure. So I do this video so that you guys can see your present, and so you can understand how to open and take things out. The more you take them out, the less that they're going to stick. So, and I'll show you the tags in a minute. But you can see this is the actual metallic background paper. And I left it. I did not put any glossy or anything up here. I did not want to take away from the focus of the tags or the centerpiece, which again is a chipboard tag. And I cut the tag piece off here. And you probably wouldn't have noticed it until I pointed it out that it is cut right here. I cut the whole tag piece off. But I went ahead and liquid pearled it and glossied and stickled it. And then you can see the little berries again, they're popped up. Now these I use